James Gunn's Superman is finally out, so here are my thoughts on it. Hello everybody, my name is Jesse and welcome to my channel. James Gunn's Superman was my most anticipated movie of the year. My expectations were through the roof for this movie. I love James Gunn, he's one of my favorite directors, and I was able to see the movie opening night. So today I'm finally giving you my thoughts, and the question is, did it live up to my expectations? And the simple answer is yes. This movie absolutely delivered on everything I wanted from it and more. It actually kind of exceeded my expectations in a couple of ways. It's still not quite my favorite movie of the year, but I do think it is the best Superman movie that we've ever gotten. So to get into some specifics on why I loved this movie, the first thing that really worked for me in this film is this is not an origin story. James Gunn understands that we have already seen Superman's origin at least twice in live action, and so he just drops us into an already established world. The people of Metropolis already know who Superman is. It says at the beginning that he has been Superman for about 3 years now, and so Clark and Lois are already dating. She already knows who he is. James Gunn gives us just a little bit of exposition at the very beginning to kind of give us the basics of what's going on, and then we are in it. We are just following Superman through his journey in this movie, and I absolutely loved it. It was confirmed a little while before the movie came out that it was going to go in that direction, and I was completely on board with it from the beginning. I love that we don't have to wait 30 minutes of only a 2-hour movie to see Clark Kent become Superman. We get Superman within the first minute of this movie. I've already said the word Superman like 10 times in this video, so I guess while we're at it, I should talk a little bit about the man himself. And I really love this version of Superman. David Corenswet is great, and I think for the people that didn't grow up with the Christopher Reeve movies and people that weren't really crazy about the Zack Snyder version, I think kids that were like my same age when Man of Steel came out, I was about 7 years old when that movie came out. I think kids around the same age seeing this movie for the first time are going to look back years from now and say, David Corenswet is my Superman, he is my favorite. And I think he really does nail it. There's very little Clark Kent in this movie. There's 1 or 2 scenes, and most of the time, even when he is Clark Kent, he's still in his Superman kind of, he still kind of plays the part of Superman because he's mostly Clark Kent with people who already know who he is, so he doesn't have the glasses or any weird mannerisms or anything like that. So there's very little Clark Kent in the movie. It's a Superman movie all the way through, which I do like. I think he was fairly similar to the Christopher Reeve Superman in the way that he's a very hopeful Superman. His costume is bright and colorful. He is a symbol of hope for everybody in Metropolis. He does create damage, but he does it for the right reasons. He's not dark and gritty like the Zack Snyder version tried to do. He's a very nice, trying to do the right thing kind of Superman, and I absolutely love it. I think that's what Superman is supposed to be. And I really like the way that James Gunn wrote this version because they call him the most powerful metahuman on the planet, but at the same time, he adds a lot of humanity to him. Superman goes through not only an external conflict with Lex Luthor in this movie, but also there's a much larger internal conflict with the character. He is there's something that happens. I'm not going to talk about really specifics, but there's something gets leaked into the world that makes the people question who Superman really is. Superman starts to question himself. He starts to wonder who he really is, who his parents really were, and it makes him very insecure for like a chunk of the movie. And I liked that they added that humanity to him. He's not totally impenetrable. He's doesn't have to be extremely powerful all the time. He has insecurities just like the rest of us, and at the end of the day, he is kind of human in that way. You can see little bits in the trailers that the world and the people are mad at him for something, but the way that it actually happens, the way that it plays out in the movie, I think was really well done. Krypto, of course, is also amazing. There's not really a lot to be said there other than that he's a cute dog who can fly, so I mean, he's basically the best character in the movie. Nicholas Hoult really surprised me as Lex Luthor. I think he is the best version of Lex Luthor that we've gotten. He is by far the most hateable version. The way that he's portrayed and written, he does so many things throughout the film that just fuel your hatred toward him. And every time he's on screen, you're just clenching your fists, waiting for Superman to take him down. He is a despicable villain, and he has zero remorse towards his actions at all, so that just makes him even more hateable. When it comes to James Gunn, there are two things that he really knows how to deliver on, and that is music and action, both of which are fantastic in this movie. And this is actually kind of one of the things that exceeded my expectations in a way, because it was revealed long before the movie came out that James Gunn was going to be focusing much more on an actual score rather than like a pop song infused soundtrack, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies were. So I went in expecting really no actual songs. That's not the case. There are at least two big like needle drops in this movie, and they both really work for me. Both of the songs I've never even heard of up to this point, and I've been listening to them constantly since the movie came out. They really work with the scenes that they're in, and they just add so much style to the actual movie itself. There's one scene in particular involving one of the side characters, Mr. Terrific, and Lois, and just the song choice combined with how the scene is shot, I loved all of it. It's totally James Gunn, and it is by far my favorite scene in the movie. It's the one that I'm going to be replaying over and over for the next little while. And one last thing that I'll mention here is that I did really enjoy again is, despite this being the first movie in a new DC universe, it doesn't try to set up anything huge in the future. There are two post-credit scenes, but they're really just more fun jokes. They're not trying to set up a jaw-dropping reveal or kind of just hint at the big thing that's going on. This is just a standalone story. It's an awesome start to this new DC universe. I have complete faith in James Gunn to pull all of this off. There is one... There are several cameos throughout the movie. Most of them are played off as a joke, and they work really well as jokes. There's one cameo towards the end that does set up another character that's coming very soon, but it's not forced. It still works within the context of the story. So overall, I absolutely loved Superman. This is my second favorite movie of the year so far. It probably will stay that way unless something incredible comes out. And I'm really happy to say that it lived up to my expectations. As I said at the beginning, this is my favorite Superman movie that we've ever gotten. I love the original Christopher Reeve movies, and I actually didn't really hate Man of Steel all that much. But I think in 20 years or 30 years, I'm going to look back and remember seeing this movie with a crowded theater opening night. and kind of have the same nostalgia that some people have for the Christopher Reeve movies. So if you haven't seen this movie yet, I highly encourage you see it in a packed theater on the biggest screen possible. And if you have seen it, what did you think of it? Let me know down in the comments below. I've got some other Superman and James Gunn content coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And until then, subscribe to my channel, help me reach my goal of 400 subscribers. It would mean a lot. And keep watching movies.